So actually, I don't know where to start, but since this video is called The Hardest Decision of My Life, I think this is okay. Those of you who have been following my channel for a longer time might know that I used to be a math and physics teacher, and I'm fully self-employed as a musician, guitar player, YouTuber, whatever, since August, since this month. To tell you, the hardest decision was whether to continue with my day job, to have a safe job, to be certain that everything will be fine, or to take the risk and live your dream. If I would tell my 13-year-old self that there are people genuinely supporting me for what I do, there are people who are attending my band's show, that we are touring with Doro, that we had a European tour through France, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, that people actually get inspired to pick up a guitar because they've seen a video of mine, I would just stand there and would not believe that person telling me it, because it was always the other people that be successful, that can live their dream, that can just do what they want. And I've always been the person who was told to have a safe job, to have certain goals in life. And at some point, I just felt I've been living my life for different people and not for myself. So this is but something I realized maybe last year when everything was a lot. Like, it's not that I disliked my job, like contrary. I always enjoyed math and physics, and I always enjoyed like teaching people stuff. Even in school, I would explain math and physics things to my classmates or to younger students that would book a small lesson. And it was fun. I liked it to help other people. I always was the person who helped others without expecting anything in return. And so after many told me I would be good at explaining stuff and I understood math and physics, I decided to become a teacher for these two subjects. And also, during the time where I taught my students, I always was happy. And also, the students told me that whenever I was in the classroom, I actually had a good mood, even though I was like working crazy. Like, I had my day job, I had my band, and this channel running all at once. And there were days where I wouldn't get more sleep than just 4 or 5 hours, since work needed to be done in order so that I would be happy about it. Because when I do something, it has to be decent. And so there were 3 things that should be decent. And even though there was a point where I realized there was too much going on, I thought to myself, you need to do it. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to keep your job. And there have been people telling me that I really looked worn out and that I should like look after my health a little bit more, since this cannot go great for such a long time. And I noticed this the past year. So no matter what I did, I felt demotivated more and more, and I felt defocused more and more. I did more and more mistakes. And so I realized something must change. And even though I was aware that I had kind of a luxury problem, it was very hard for me to decide what of these 3 things I should get rid of, so to speak. My safe job, that actually is kind of fun to me, with amazing colleagues, amazing students. The band, I searched for many years because it was really hard to get into a band that is awesome. On my YouTube channel, the community I've been building up for nearly 10 years, or now 11 years. And it was very, very hard to decide what to drop. And since we were going through a pandemic, I actually felt bad about thinking this way, since there have been people losing their job. And I had to be grateful that I still was there. I still had my job, a safe job. And so I spent hours and hours thinking about it. But the solution was very easy. There were 2 hearts inside of me. Like, my passionate heart that would play guitar the full day, that would enjoy music. I've been listening to music since I was 2 years old, and the other heart that cares for people. And so I decided that this one time I will make a decision for myself to make me happy, in order to be healthy, in order to be happy about what I'm doing. And so I decided not to continue with my teaching job by the end of December last year. And actually, when I said that, a lot of people were shocked. Everyone was like really questioning me. Some people even told me I'm dumb to ditch a job that is safe in order to be a musician during a pandemic. But I always kept thinking to myself, I always wanted to be that person, to have a joyful, enjoyable life, to be able to play guitar, to create music, to inspire people. And I just realized I am there. I am this person right now. And why should anything keep me away from doing that? I always was told, or other people told me, you're not supposed to be a musician or something because this is no real job. But this is wrong. It's being an artist may be a hard job, but it's a job. And so it was the toughest decision to do that risky path and toss away the safe path to like be the person I actually want to be. And even though it was still like a heavy decision, I kept it like very close to me, not sharing it too much. But when I was telling my students in about March or April that I would be leaving the school, everyone was quiet since they didn't expect me to do it. After a while, when they accepted it, and they also, I think, noticed I was much more happier when I shared the truth, they were approaching me that they accept it because they can understand. Like, I've always been the person to tell my students, don't pretend to be a person you are not. Chase your dreams. Do what you want with your life, and don't let anyone tell you any different. One class, after I explained the situation, even applauded me. So this was such an overwhelming gesture. I even didn't know how to deal with it. So there was the support of like my students, my friends, my family, everyone I cared about. And so I decided to take that part, to be a musician, to create content, music, art for you, and be the person I always wanted to be, like I said before so many times. And the day when I was leaving school, I actually was doing a small concert. I played Master of Puppets in front of my colleagues. Some of them were like, what the hell is she doing? Some of them were very much into the performance. And I have closed the chapter of teaching with the song that started it all here, because if I wouldn't have released this cover of Master of Puppets, my channel would maybe have been remained undiscovered. And so why not taking this opportunity that there are people listening to you, caring for the music, everything you do, caring for your band, your original songs. It's something so many dream of and so many work for without reaching this point. And so I was literally stupid not to realize it any time earlier. And now after I made this decision, I'm so much more relieved. I felt totally out of my old mindset that maybe, yes, be safe. No, don't make like decisions that are too harsh. But if you don't do that, if you don't decide for yourself what you want to do with your life, you feel miserable at some point. And now, after these couple of weeks, even you notice it, I feel so refreshed. I'm much more happy. I'm much more focused, and I'm less tired. I have some more sleep, and I have more rewarding sleep because there aren't many thousands of things I need to think about. Because if you are a real teacher, you have to care about so many things in order that your class is happy. And this is also something I was very happy of, since when I had to say goodbye to my own class, they left me speechless. Like, when I entered the classroom, they made a circle of chairs, and I was asking, hey, are we going to play a game now in our last lesson? And they were like, no, we have arranged it so that you can see all of us and all of us can see you. And this was so cute. And after that, they gifted me like a book where they would have written some text, some personal messages along some photographs, and something so cute, I actually started to cry. They made an image of guitar picks, and our class photo was printed on these guitar picks where we had our final class trip to Berlin. It was such a touching moment. I had no words. I was just starting to cry. And this whole last lesson I had there was very touching because my heart was pumping like crazy, because I've been teaching these kids for 2.5 years. We have done so much together. We have withstood the pandemic together, and to see that they really were grateful for it, and to see they were very happy with what I did during my job. It was the most rewarding moment ever, and they promised me to be the best class I could ever imagine. I just remember that every time they were, not only because they were the only class I had as class teacher, but I couldn't have imagined a better class. And so this was the perfect day to end this chapter, because I think everyone was satisfied, happy. Every one of them will take their own path. I will take my own path. And I hope you all will be happy with all the content I'm about to create. I feel so free, so relieved, so refreshed right now. And even if it was the hardest decision I ever made in my life, it was the best I could have chosen. I could always return to my job, but if I wouldn't have taken this opportunity, you guys have me supported for so many years, I would be the most stupid person on this planet, because I am having the privilege to even try what many others won't have. And so I will do that justice. I hope we will see each other on the huge stages here in Europe, and do that you will enjoy our new future original songs my band Oversense has to record for you, and I cannot wait for it to share everything. We will see each other on the road, most definitely. I want to say thank you so much for this huge support, so that we're here at this point, and see you. Most certainly see you on a festival, in my next live stream. And don't forget that it's important to have dreams and to pursue them.